Good evening. Welcome to Milton Area High School and our Spring All Band Concert. My name is Mrs. Fluke and I'm the director at the elementary buildings, and I also co-teach with Miss Williams, whom you'll be meeting for a little bit, and she co-teaches with me at the middle school and is also our high school director. So tonight we're going to start with our elementary band students who are in 4th and 5th grade. For some of them, it's their very first time setting foot on the stage. They're very excited, and I'm excited for you to hear. We're going to do our program a little differently than most concerts. We're going to start off with our lesson book, and we're going to start kind of at the beginning and show you a little bit of how we've progressed throughout the year. So our first song is going to sound pretty basic, but when you're a beginner, that's how it goes. So our first song for you. So that was one of the very first songs in the book. It was called Mix 'Em Up. The next one is an actual tune. It's called Cardiff by the Sea. Our last song had all quarter notes in percussion and whole notes in the rest of the band. Now we're going to mix it up with some half notes added in. But the next one is Hot Cross Buns, and I'm sure many of you, show of hands, have played the recorder once upon a time, probably in music class, and probably had to learn that song. So here is Hot Cross Buns. Our next song is a slight variation on Mary Had a Little Lamb. So since it's a variation, they changed the title just a little bit, and it's called Merrily We Roll Along. instruments, we also have to learn how to play a different time signature. So up until this point, they were playing in 4/4 time signature, so there were 4 beats in every measure. And now, we're going to play a song for you in 2/4 time signature called Farm Out, and you might recognize the tune as Old MacDonald Had a Farm. We get comfortable enough that we can start sheet music. And I can honestly say, when I first pass it out, they're a little bit nervous because up until then, they see music in their book that's 1 or 2 lines long, and here I hand them a whole page of music that they have to play from beginning to end without stopping. Our piece that we're going to play for you first is called Chop Those Sticks. I'm sure you all remember chopsticks right on the piano. Most people can kind of do that. So it's a theme based on that song, Chopsticks. And you're going to hear the melody passed around from different sections in the band. So when we were playing from our book, you were playing in unison. They were all pretty much playing the same thing at the same time. So now, not only do they have to play a whole piece of music, but they have to play some independent parts. So this is a real challenge for them, especially this piece. There's actually 3 repeated sections in the song that have first and second endings. And if you're a musician, you know what that means. And if you're not, you're probably like, wow, that's impressive. Because it is, especially for 4th and 5th grade. So this is Chop Those Sticks. selection tonight from the elementary portion is Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, better known as Ode to Joy. We're going to take just a slight pause to get the elementary students up and the middle school students on. Thank you.